we working? Maybe. I think we're working. Okay. Hi. Today we are working on a mini traveller bag, which I'm a little nervous about doing live, to be completely honest with you, just because it is a bag, and so far I've kind of done purses and wallets and like smaller projects, so we're going to see how it goes. Don't know if we're going to be able to get it all done today. Hi, welcome. I'm glad you could join us. Yeah, we're going to see how much we get done. Music's a little loud. Okay, let's turn the music. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get it all done today. I want to try and get it done today, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, the print. This print is beautiful. So, we are working on this Plague Rose print. I love it. I did initially print it onto some canvas, but I like doing these with vinyl. I initially thought I'll do it on canvas because then it'll be easier for me to turn out, especially doing it live, because if I was just in my room then I'd turn a bit, break, etc. But on live we don't have time for that, so I thought we'd do it on canvas, but changed my mind. We're doing vinyl and we'll hope for the best, won't we? So yeah. What else? Details. I have this cute little Plague Doctor zipper pull that I'm going to pair with it, and we're just using solid black with a light pink lining. So yeah, hopefully it will all work out. We'll see how it goes. I'm a little obsessed with this pattern at the moment. I've done a few before. I did have a few, and then I've just made, like, I've made 2 today already, so this will be the 3rd one I've done today. And yeah, should be okay. We'll see. So let's get some bits out of the way so that we can start. Alright, we're going to start simple and we're just going to do the D-ring tabs at the moment. Hi, welcome to the chat, welcome to the live. So, yeah, pattern details. This is the Mini Traveller Sling bag by Kandou. It's just a really sort of low profile crossbody. You can wear it across the back or the front, and as the name implies, it's great for travel, but also I'm thinking my logic behind this is that it'll be good for summer and just sort of throwing a couple of things in and not having like a bulky bag to carry around, which is why I'm kind of throwing myself into this right now. So just gonna start by doing my D-ring tabs. I've just put a line of double-sided tape down the center just to hold everything in place. Hi. I completely forgot, and I've cut it in 2 parts. I would normally just cut one long strip, but I forgot that I actually want 3 tabs, so we've just got an extra little one tacked on the end. So we're just gonna stick all this down. There we go. Hi. Alright. There we go. Right, I have actually thought ahead and I've wound up some extra bobbins. I'm getting a pro at this now, aren't I? Like, all of those like pro tips, like actually plan ahead and think about what you're doing. So, right, we are just going to make sure that we've got our stitch length to top stitch, and I'm just going to run down both sides of my tab. And we're going to do the little bonus tab as well. What are you making? I'm doing a traveller sling bag, so I can show you one of my finished ones in a sec. Is your hand better now? Yes and no. It's doing a lot better, which is kind of a blessing and a curse, because I forget that it's actually injured and then I push it a little too far and end up hurting myself more. But for the most part, I'm back to normal function. I just need to be a bit more careful. So, just gonna trim the ends, and I will grab. So, this is one of the ones I've done today. So this is our final project. So it's just can be worn across the front or the back, and it's got slip pocket, zip pocket, and then on the back it's got a hidden zip pocket so you can put like valuables and stuff in against your body, so hopefully it's a little more secure. And then we are using this beautiful plague roses print that is upside down, from Whimsy Pixie Designs, who is one of my favourite artists. I absolutely love her stuff. Alright, where's my scissors? Let's just snip those down to size and get all of our D-ring tabs out of the way. Looks cool. Thank you. So, and I'm just going to base down the ends just so that I don't use any of the D-rings off the end. So, there we go. 1, 2. Normally this bag would only be made with one, but I like to put them on both sides so that you can wear it whether you're right or left-handed, front or back. That way you can just kind of switch sides. So it's just kind of a little more diverse. Hence why I do the free D-rings. But a lot of people just make it for themselves and then they'll put it whatever side they're likely to wear it. So you're making bags on my Xbox. That's still cool. I've been playing on my Switch recently. My brother got me Pokemon Leaf Green for my birthday. So yeah, I've just been playing that non-stop when I'm not sewing. So there we go. We've just got our little D-ring tabs on there, and as I say, I've just based across the bottom just so that we don't lose anything. Thanks for tuning in, Finlay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. Right, so we're going to take our bottom piece, and I haven't marked any of my centres because apparently I'm not that organised. So just gonna clip a couple of the centre. There we go. There we go. That's a start. We can add as we go. So I'm just going to pop the bottom contrast onto the bottom of my my zipper panel. Just clip along, and then we're going to switch to a construction length. I subscribe. Oh, thank you, thank you. And just go across. There we go. Trim my cottons, and then I'm just gonna push this back, and we're gonna top stitch just to make it look pretty. And just go along the top there. Make sure everything's laying nice and flat. 200. Yeah, I have about 226 subscribers. You have 516. Yeah, the number's growing. I'm blown away, to be honest. What sort of YouTube, what kind of videos do you do? Like, do you stream games or something? Right, what are we doing now? We're gonna get, that's our back zipper. So we're gonna get our front zipper that's just got the little fancy Plague Doctor pull. I don't know if that's really showing because of the light. But, and once again, haven't marked centres, so I'm just gonna quickly grab a pen and mark the centres of my zipper. Random things and funny stuff. That's cool. That's cool. Right, and centre of this as well. See, more organised people would have just marked all of their centres at the point that they cut out. I don't know how to lie. To be honest, I barely do. So I use Streamlabs. Right, let's make sure this is going the right direction. I want it to go that way. So, and then I just hook up my YouTube and it will do it for me. Can you tell? Can you tell me? Yeah, as I say, it's just Streamlabs. I think it's Streamlabs I use. I don't know. I do what I'm told to do, basically. I've got my partner and my friend are much more knowledgeable than I am, and so they guide me on this stuff. I just sew. So I'm just going to baste the zipper down so it doesn't shift when I'm doing things. And I'm just using a tacking stitch there, just to stop anything from shifting where it shouldn't. So, there we go. Now we need some lining. So we've got our pocket lining pieces. Work out which one we need. We need this one. So, centres again. There we go. And just going to clip it all over again. So the basin stitch was purely, technically you don't have to do it, but sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends. But because we're live and I want to avoid things shifting and moving as much as possible, I am trying to do things as much by the books as I can. So, and then I'm just going to whiz along to attach the lining to our zipper. So, and we're going to make sure that our zipper pull is out the way, because we don't want to break needles on a live. Watch, and somebody said whoop whoop, she liked it a lot. Of course she did. Alright, so now I'm gonna push lining back up out of the way and fold it back down behind our zipper panel so that we've got it all nicely attached and sandwiched, and then I'm just going to clip to hold things in place, because we want to keep it as lined up as possible. So, there we go. And then just kind of create a little bit of a memory crease, but we're gonna top stitch along there. Hi, hello. So, and then I'm just gonna top stitch along this line here so that it's all nice and neat. I like your hair. Thank you. Thank you. I just redid it so that it's nice and vibrant because I'm going on holiday next week. So I thought good time to get everything nice and colourful and bright. There we go. So trim our threads. Oh, come on. There we go. And then we are going to get the back of our pocket. So this is the front side of the pocket lining, if that makes sense. And then we've just got the back piece. So we're just going to attach that to the back of the zipper to create our pocket. So we're going to line that up as best as possible. Everything I make is always a little wonky, so, but that's what seam allowances are for. Nice. Where are you going? I'm going to Spain, so it should be nice and sunny over there. Which, I mean, the weather's not been too bad here, but it's going to be nicer there. So, and then again, I'm just going to base this. Normally I wouldn't, but because we're live, it's going to do it just to make sure. There we go. There. And then we are just going to base brown this as well, just to keep it nice, because I don't want everything shifting on me. So I'm just going to go all the way round, and that will just keep the two parts of the pocket lining together. I just realised we haven't added my logo tag. Scratch that. We are going to unpick just a little bit of this just so that I've got access to the underside. Put my tag on, and then we'll finish sewing it. But that's why they invented seam rippers. So there we go. So there we go. Right, we want to try and center this as best as possible. So I'm just gonna fold it in half, find the center. I am going to find my pen and just mark, tiny little mark. This one's a wipe off pen, so it's fine, and I'm working with vinyl, so I'll just get a baby wipe and wipe it off after. And so ruler. And we're just gonna, actually let's get my diddy ruler because that'll be easier. Ooh. How have I got that wedge there? So I've just got these sets of rulers from Bag Making Society, something like that, and they are a godsend. They are so useful. So we're just gonna line that up in the center. So 2, 4, 6, 8. There, that's where we want to be. And then again, lost my pen, and I'm just going to mark my 2 little lines. And there we go. Just cut a couple of tiny little. Yeah, so I got a set of 3. I've got 1/2 inch, 3/8, and 1 inch, and they are so handy, and they were not that expensive at all. So got the 1/2 inch, and I mean standard, but they've got the center line drawn as well, and then they've got these little cutout things, which is amazing for marking like rivet placement straps. You've got a 1/4 square, 3/8 square, and yeah, Super, super handy. Right, how have we got a scrap? So I save all my little scrap pieces and just create backing pieces, so when I put my metal tags on, I can just give them a little bit more stability. Again, if I'm doing like rivets and stuff, I will just back them with a little scrap so that they are just reinforce that little bit, because I hate throwing anything away. So this means that I can use even those smallest little pieces. So we're gonna mark our washer lines for this as well. And we're gonna cut those. There we go. And bend the tabs. So these are my little bag tags. This light is not great for showing you details on metalwork. Of course, I need to buy every time I come. I'm a big fan of gadgets. 100%. If they make my life easier, I love them. I've also, another gadget for you. My latest one is a rivet removal tool, which I didn't realise they existed, but since I've got it, it has come in super, super handy. So, because I'm always putting things in upside down, back to front. And then I'm just going to put my little scrap piece over as well. So in here you can see the little prongs for the tab. Pop my washer on. Me too. Well, at least it's not just me. As I say, these things were all invented because it's a need, it happens. And then I'm just going to get a little bit of duct tape to put over the back so that the prongs don't rub their way through the lining. I am using waterproof canvas lining, so it shouldn't, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So we're just gonna pop it over that, and that is all safe, not going anywhere, not gonna rub on anything it shouldn't. And I'm just gonna finish off closing up that pocket with a basting stitch. Did you find the metal clips after last time? I am now a full convert to the metal clips. I haven't used my plastic clips now in a couple of weeks. There we go. So that is now all closed up. Let's get rid of all these little flyaways. I did, yes, I brought lots of. Yes, you need lots. Not because they break, just because if you're anything like me, you lose them. And drop them in drinks. I found that I cannot have an open-topped cup on my desk because clips will get put in them. Right, then now that that is all completely enclosed, we are going to just add the top part just to finish off the panel. Centers. Centers. There we go. And because it is a sideways panel, I'm just going to line it up and trim my zipper down where I need to. So just make sure that everything is straight. And we'll go there. So scissors. I'm just going to go straight up just to keep everything as neat and organised as possible. And whenever cutting zipper tape, just flame the ends just so you don't get fraying over time. There we go. Sorted. And then gonna pop this on, lining up our centre marks if I can find them. Where's our dot? Have I not marked the centre? Didn't mark the centre on this lining piece, I just tacked it on. So I would lose my head if it wasn't screwed on, wouldn't I? There. Sorted. I don't want to cut a little snip into the zipper tape, just because again it'll end up fraying everywhere if I do that. So we are just marking with a pen. And just going to do a couple just to hold it, and then switch to construction length. And I'm just going to whiz along this. Making sure zipper pull is out of the way. I'll ripple it. Have we run out of bobbin? Yes, we have. I see lots of people snapping zipper tape, but I don't like to do. I mean, technically, if you do it within, so there's kind of like lines on the tape itself. I don't know, this isn't going to work, is it? And if you kind of snip within that first little band, it is apparently okay, but I don't trust it. I don't trust myself not to snip too far. So it's just not worth the risk when I can mark it with a pen. So let's just thread our bobbin. There we go. Come on. There we go. And just hold that up and finish sewing our zipper tape. There we go. Trim our threads as always. That feels like it's going to cause me issues. Did I put you in backwards? Is that what you're saying? Try that again. Yeah. Okay. See if that works any better. There we go. Okay, that seems to be pulling through easier. So we're sewn on. Gonna flip it up and just top stitch everything neat. Keep everything nice, neat and in place. So we're gonna switch to top stitch and just run our needle. Hey. What is wrong with you? I managed to unthread my needle somehow. What did you say the pattern was called again? So it's the Mini Traveller Sling by Kandou. She does have a larger version of it as well. I've never done the large version. I've only ever done the small. But yeah. Okay. Let's attempt to rethread our needle. Let's snip it, give us a nice clean bit. There we go. Can we not get tangled, please? That would be lovely. No. Come on. I'm getting my needle in a right angle. There we go. Sorted. Please. I don't know why my bobbin is getting in a twist. Let's get that out of the way. There we go. Oh, the rose pattern. So it's from an artist called Whimsy Pixie Designs. So I think it was one of her mystery prints. And then I just sublimate, I print it all up myself at home. So I just printed this up earlier today to use. Yeah, I can't remember what month mystery it was, but I think it was one of the more recent ones. There we go. Okay, I think my bobbin is behaving itself now. And we've got our little front slip panel done. So now we're going to move on to doing the slip pocket behind it. So we are going to get the slip pocket pattern pieces. We are going to mark our centres. No problem at all. I'm always more than happy to share details of all of my prints. As I say, I do print all of my own fabrics at home, but I buy the artwork direct from the artists. So I'm always happy to give a shout out to them and share, because time and effort goes into these, and I believe they should get the recognition they deserve. So, yeah. So, now that we got our centres snipped, just gonna pop the slip pocket piece in place with a couple of clips to hold it. And then we're going to get the other side of our slip pocket. And where is our... I've lost the top piece of our bag. I've lost the top piece of our bag. Of course I have. That sounds about right, doesn't it? I have no idea where that's gone. Oh, it's here. Well done. Right, let's mark the centre of this as well. As I say, mark your centres when you cut out the pieces. Don't be like me. Because it is more of a faff and disrupts the flow after. So, just going to clip again. And then we're just going to run a line of stitches across the top of these to attach them. Oh. So. There we go. And then I'm going to do the other one at the same time, because it's just easier that way. There we go. You're going to play it up again. This bobbin, let's trim that. We'll take this out again. Why are you... Right, let's trim these threads. So, if you don't trim your threads, you end up with threads sticking out all over the place in your finished bag, and that's not what we're going for. So, there we go. And then literally just gonna push back, and then gonna top stitch across the top of that one. and top of this one. There we go. I'm going to go across top of this one as well. Let's line it up. So our lining is a little bit shorter than our exterior piece, so I'm just making sure to line my needle up with the edge of the pocket so that we don't get any visible stitching on, or stitching where we don't want to see it, basically. There we go. And snip. And snip. There we go. So I'm gonna pop our pockets together. Yep. There we go. Oh, has the music stopped? Let's see. It doesn't show that it's playing on my screen. There we go. Is that going again now? Hopefully. And then I'm just going to whiz round and close up our slip pocket. And again, I just want to sew the pocket, not the exterior. Just hand cranking to make sure that I get my needle. Yeah, it is now. Perfect. I probably hit my mouse when I was trying to find the pattern piece, didn't I? And stopped it or something. There we go. So, we now have a pocket. So we're just going to do some origami, just to make it all sit nice and lie pretty. I'm going to create a fold, and then I'm going to top stitch straight across, just to make everything nice and pretty. And I'm making sure that pocket piece is out of the way because we don't want to sew through that. Front panel done. So I'm just going to do a couple of little tacking stitches just to keep it in place. But basically our front panel is done. Sorted. So, and while we're at it, just so that we can call this panel done, I'm just going to take our D-rings and pop them on. So we're just going to base them in place where we want them to be. So I'm going to put them right at the bottom. There we go. So get the second one, making sure our pocket is well out of the way because we don't want to sew through that and close it up. And there we go. As I say, I tend to do 2 D-rings, just so that people can choose which direction they want their bag to sit. But I know most people that do it personally just do the one on whatever side they're going to wear it. So, but because I sell them, I don't know who my customer's going to be. I just want to make sure that they've got every option available to them. So let's pop our final D-ring at the top. And that really is our front panel done. So it's our back and our front. So now we're going to switch gears and we're going to work on the back panel. I have already cut my little window out and attached my lining fabric. I don't do it the same way as they do in the pattern, just because I don't like flipping it through. I don't know what the method's called, but I tend to do it like it's a zipper overlay. That's just my preference. I find it looks, for me, I think it finishes better and looks nicer because I'm impatient basically with the regular method. So we're going to need our other lining piece and we're going to need our other zipper. So we're going to flip it over and I'm going to use some tape. I've been very reserved on tape so far. But I'm just going to pop a couple of lines just to keep it in place. Lost our zipper. There we go. So, gonna pull, if it will stick. There we go. And the other piece. So I'm going to make sure our zipper is pulling to the top. Oh. Tape is sticking more to me than it is to the fabric. Alright, and just centre that over our little cutout. There we go. So we've just got our zipper and then zipper tape at the back. It may not be the most aesthetic in the lining, but no one's going to look at that, and it looks nicer on the front and it's easier for me. I know a lot of people don't like doing it this way, but that's just my preference. So do whatever works for you. And then just top stitching round. And moving the zipper pull. And I'm just going to pull tails through to the other side. There we go. And I'm going to do my best to land in the hole where I started, so it's as seamless as possible, but it's black thread on black vinyl. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to pull it through and tie off a knot. There we go. So trim it down, and then I'm just going to melt the end. If I can find my lighter. I can't find anything today, can I? There it is. I am already in holiday mode, to be honest. My brain has well and truly checked out. So then I'm just going to draw a line down so that I know how much I'm turning in. because this is actually where we're going to turn the bag through at the end. So just going to line up our pieces together, and once again I'm just going to clip pocket pieces together. As I say, this is where we're going to turn the bag through at the end, so we do want to leave this open, but so we're only going to sew 3 out of the 4 sides. Let's try and get it lined up as much as possible. There we are. So, right, and then this line that we drew across here, I'm just going to fold it down so that it's got like a pre-turned allowance. So again, this isn't necessary, this is just how I do it, and I just find it ends up with a neater finish that way. So then I'm just going to take the other piece and fold it down to meet the ends, and just pull across, and we're going to clip that. Like that. So we've got a pre-turned hem. We're not going to sew this end. This is the end we're going to leave it open. So I'm going to go, and then I'm going to sew from this side and just fold the exterior out of the way. So we're going to close that up. Moving everything out of the way. And I'm just moving the tape out of the way, pulling it up. It's just basting tape, so it's easy enough to do. All the way along. And then last side. There we go. Sorted. So this pocket is still open, haven't sewn that. I'm just going to trim along this side just to trim it out my seam allowance. Again, not strictly necessary, it's just what I do. Making sure not to cut the exterior. And I'm going to trim that little sticking out bit of zipper tape as well. Because I cut zipper tape, I'm going to flame it. And we're going to get that out of the way. And yes, so I'm also gonna just fold this pocket in so that it doesn't get caught up when I'm doing my final stitch. Gonna make sure that the zipper is open. The number of times I forget to open my zipper pocket that I'm turning through, and then I have to kind of do this weird annoying wiggle. It just never works out, but yes. And then we just need to attach our strap at the top, and we can put it all together. So I've pre-made a strap. It's literally just slider, rivet, and a little swivel hook. So really basic, and we're just gonna make sure that we attach this the right way, which would be that way. Yes. I do this wrong every time. This is why I had to use the rivet removal tool earlier today, because I'd done this the wrong way up. So it is fixable if you do it wrong, but it's easier if you do it right the first time. So we're just going to place this on. There we go. Oh, where did that go? No idea. One of my little magnetic bobbin holders. Right. Have you said what your next YouTube vid will be? Oh, my next YouTube vid, Q&A. 500 subscriber Q&A. Been a long time coming, but I finally edited it. I scheduled it today. Yeah, there's a lot of laughing and a lot of outtakes. So we've got our back panel done, pocket folded out the way. Yeah, Nugget decided he wanted to be part of the Q&A, and it was interesting. We'll leave it at that. There is a chunk of outtakes at the end, which is all just because Nugget has decided that he wants to be the star of the show, and I've just noticed that I didn't trim the corner when I cut this out. So we're just going to do that quickly. There we go. So we're going to line this up as best we can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck this strap into the slip pocket here. Or should we go to, yeah, we'll do slip pocket. That'll work best. Again, just to keep it out the way, we don't want to catch it in our final stitching. Yeah, come on. There you go. And then lining up the top. And if you're anything like me, we will have to trim some off the bottom just because seam allowances are guidances and not strict rules. Especially whenever I do zip pockets, I'm always wonky on my zipper tape, so it's fine, we can just trim it down. So there we go. I'm just going to work our way down, lining up our front and back, clipping as we go. We've already attached our strap connectors to the front panel, so we just clip all the way around, not worrying about anything. Flip to the other side. How are we doing time-wise? Oh, okay, we're doing okay time-wise on this. I thought this was going to be a longer one, but we seem to be on track for an hour, which is my norm. Oh, would you look at that? Perfect, no need to trim. Actually stuck to seam allowances. Cheer for me. There's a first time for everything, isn't there? And then I'm going to sew with this pocket up just so I can make sure I'm not catching it in anything, and I'm just going to go all the way around and completely enclose our bag and hope for the best. Yeah, we're still on construction length. Just being careful where the strap connectors are, just because that is rather thick. You've got rather a lot of layers down there. And I'm going to hand crank on the corners to make sure we've got some nice rounded edges. It's almost like you know what you're doing. I know at some point it's got to kick in, right? Okay, that D-ring I can feel is tucked up, so we're just gonna push it out the way. Don't want broken needles. And going careful over that strap connector. don't worry about being delicate with it, just whack it out of the way. It can handle it. And we go. Again, just making sure that my D-ring is laying flat inside and that I'm getting a nice top edge. Coming back down and around. Joining back up with where we started, and we've now got everything completely encased, and yeah, we're done. Now we're just going to flip it out, and oh no, we're going to trim our corners with my scissors. There they are. So I've just got pinking shears. So they're just zigzag scissors essentially, which just puts little like pinks in the fabric, just so it sits nice. It's just the same as like cutting out little triangles, but a lot less time consuming. So that way when we turn it out, there's just less bulk there, and it kind of lays nicer against each other. So obviously don't cut your stitches, don't cut your tabs or your strap, because that will affect its structural integrity. But yeah, everything else, all of those corners, we're just gonna cut them. These corners are quite thick, so it's a bit of a workout, especially if your scissors are blunt as anything like mine are. Okay, and you know what, I'm going to come down here as well. And I'm going to go up to the zipper, but I'm not going to cut the zipper. There we go. And get rid of all of these in the bin. Now, we are going to unfold this zipper pocket, and we've got this great big turning hole. And luckily we opened our zipper, and we're just gonna completely flip it through, and we're gonna hope for the best and hopefully not regret our decision to use vinyl over canvas. So all being shoved through that hole, and then we just need to work it out. So there we go. You get the idea. So just being careful not to over pull on this zipper, because we don't want to damage the zipper on the back, but we want to push out the corners as much as possible. And then get hold of this strap, pull it out. Hi, hello. You always come in just as I'm finishing up. That's time zones for you. I'm literally just getting to bed like once this is done, or I don't know, got about an hour before bed. But yeah, so let's just make sure everything's as pushed out as possible, because getting it now is a whole lot easier than trying to do it once we've closed up that turning hole. So there we go. And I hardly get notifications from YouTube or Facebook anymore Yeah, I get notifications for my own stuff, like 2 days after the fact, but I don't get notifications for anyone else. Let's try and get all of these pockets sitting nice and flat in the bag. Get our zipper pocket sitting nice. And finally, we're gonna close up our turning hole. So I'm just gonna get the corners and I'm gonna pull it tight together, and where we folded it down, and it should naturally, there we go, want to sit nice and together. Yeah, so I tried to go live at 8. I don't know, that's what, 8 GMT are we on in the UK, whatever that equates to. I don't know about other time zones. I won't be going live next week because I am on holiday, but hopefully I'll be able to when I get back. So I'm just going to top stitch and close up our pocket lining. I'm just going to I'm just going somewhere between construction and top stitch. It's 3 PM here right now. Oh wow, yeah, that's a big difference. As I say, literally I'm going to be finishing this up and then I'm just going to be chilling before going to bed. So there we go, because yeah, it's just gone 9 here. So we're gonna stuff this pocket back in here and we're gonna try and get it. I can't really show you this because it's rather tight, but yeah, we're just gonna try and get this all sitting as nice and as neat as possible. Close it up. So what I will do is I will put some of my large clips on this and just leave it. I'll heat it up with my heat gun, and then I'll just put a couple clips on it just to make sure that these edges kind of set almost, so that it's nice and neat. But yeah, that's our bag. It's so pretty. This print is just gorgeous. It really is. And then we'll get our strap, which is lovely and twisted up, and we'll just connect it to one of the D-rings. And you've got a little sling bag. As I say, it can go across your chest, it can go across your back, it can go under a jumper or a coat, and just, yeah, I think they're great for summer. That's why I'm making so many. I hope other people think they're good for summer, but we'll find out, really, won't we? So yeah, I've got this one, and then I've got sunflowers that I made earlier, and also I haven't shown you guys yet. This chair, seriously, I need a new one. But I made dinosaurs. I love it. Love them. So yeah, they are all gonna be for the Magpie Market, which is an online market that I do, and then I'll be putting them on my website after that. It's not this weekend, it's the following weekend that they'll all be going live. Does that bag come in other sizes? She does do a larger sling bag. I've never made it, but I think it's, as far as I can see, it's pretty much the same idea, just a bit bigger. All of that in an hour. I know, I'm surprised with myself, to be honest. I thought it was going to take me much longer to do. But as I say, I've done 2 others today, so clearly I got enough practice in. Wait, you said the whole thing in an hour? Puts me to shame. As I say, practice. I've done these other 2 today, so I've kind of got in the mindset of it, apparently. But yeah, oh, the little dinos. I know I know. I need more dinosaur prints. This is literally the only dinosaur print that I have at the moment. The dinos are even cuter in person. Yeah. And this vinyl, so the lighting, or how it's showing up on my screen, it's a lot brighter and vibrant. It's like a really nice dark, like deep green. And I love it, and I love all of them. Honestly, I don't know if I can part with them. But I can't keep all of them. Can't keep all of them, so yeah. But yeah, no, we're done. I am incredibly impressed with myself that I actually managed to do that. I thought I was going to get way distracted again. I've been a bit nervous about doing a bag live just because I didn't know if I would be able to squish it into like a consumable time frame. But yeah, these bags are just so cute that I figured it was worth a shot. But yeah, as I say, I'm not going to be live streaming next week because I'm away. But hopefully I'll be able to do one the following week. And yeah, I have no idea what we're going to be doing, but I didn't know I was going to be doing this until this morning, so we just play it by ear, really. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. It's really lovely to see so many people chatting and that, like, and see so many people coming back. It really does mean the world to me. Like, yeah, I don't think you guys realise how much it means to me. My next video coming out is a Q&A that I did with Sam, and I put out on like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of that for questions. So yeah, if you put in any of those, then hopefully I'll be answering your questions. And yeah, it just descends into giggles, laughter, and a lot of outtakes from Nugget. Hopefully I'll catch next time. Hopefully. Can you make stickers that say I've been inspired by Iris? I love that. Love that. That's amazing. If we ever do merch, that's gonna be top. That's a great sticker idea. Oh yeah. Spoiler hint for chats in my Q&A, I do go into the Iris inspired the OG, and so yeah, no, I love that. I love that she's continuing to inspire other people. That's amazing. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I love you all, and hopefully I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye. Oh, where's the button? I can't find the button.